The Eitz Ratzon this Tuesday afternoon, Aleph, the first day of the month of Sivan, and the 15th day in the civil month of May in the Winter Olympic year of 2018, as we await kickoff in the World Cup, the FIFA Mondial in Russia on the Thursday, the 14th of June 2018, as the host nation Russia kicks off Group A to the KSA, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, 1800 local Johannesburg time in the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. And that's going to be in about 30 days time. That's 4 weeks and 2 days time and counting until the kickoff of the FIFA World Cup in Moscow. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends, and before we go any further, let's stop and count the Omer ready. Last night we counted the 45th day of the Omer, 45 days, which is about 6 weeks and 3 days of the Omer, and by my calculation there are about 4 days remaining, which is about 0 weeks and 4 days left in the Omer. So here we are on about the 45th day of the Omer, and the mystical designation of this day in the Omer is Tiferet Sheba Malchut, as we orbit deeper and deeper into the Omer. And to quote my rabbis, don't count the days, make the days count. So there's your lesson and motivation for today in the Omer. Don't count the days, make the days count. So don't count them off and forget about them, but make each and every day count individually and for itself. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends. I'm Justin Joffe, broadcasting from the leafy suburb of Norwood in the hectic city of Johannesburg in the Rainbow Nation of South Africa. And this is the Eitz Ratzon on 20chai.co.za. As we go around the Jewish world and take a humorous and irreverent look at everything new under the sun, under the stars, under the planets and constellations, and of course under the Jewish moon as it orbits bright and white high up above. I'm Justin Joffe, and join me in my journey this week as we visit the people and places behind the news, and as we cast an irreverent glance at the calendar and at the luach and at everything in between for a laugh and a smile as we take a look at the events of the week gone by and at the calendar ahead. I'm Justin Joffe in Johannesburg, so fasten your seatbelts, switch on your headsets, and let's set out on our journey through space and time with the Eitz Ratzon. This is the Eitz Ratzon as we take a look at the luach and at the Jewish calendar, and we see that it's Aleph, the first day of the new month of Sivan. So today's Rosh Chodesh and the 45th day of the Omer, and here at the Eitz Ratzon we love the calendar and our flags and anthems. So let's take a look at the calendar on the wall. Right. Tuesday, the 15th of May, 70 years after the establishment of the State of Israel, makes today, hands up if you know what today is. Hands up, yes. You, yes. The girl at the back with the blonde hair. Today is very good. Nakba Day. The day that's mourned and decried and deplored by the Palestinians as the day on which the Nakba, the greatest catastrophe, the disaster, the hell and the suffering, that's the establishment of the State of Israel. And you're listening to the so-called Palestinian anthem, which is yet another call for the downfall and destruction of the State of Israel. Am Yisrael Chai. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends, as we look at the calendar and we see today is the 15th of May 2018, exactly 70 years after the Nakba, the disaster, the displacement, the exile, the genocide of the Palestinians. On the date of the establishment of the State of Israel, remember, nobody told the Palestinians to flee. Nobody told them to become refugees in camps in Jordan and Lebanon and Syria, in Egypt and in Gaza. They were welcome to stay and live in the State of Israel under a democratic and free blue and white flag. But they chose to flee and return to a conquered and defeated Israel that never was. Well, history was different. Israel was not defeated, and it never will be. On the contrary, Israel flourished, and democracy and the economy flourished with it in the face of a total onslaught by the entire Arab world. The Palestinians had every opportunity to stay and live and to contribute to the establishment and growth of the State of Israel and in the economy. And now, today, 70 bitter years later, 3 generations of Palestinians and refugees who are dispersed throughout the Arab world in the Middle East mourn and decry and bewail the Nakba, the establishment of the State of Israel, to this very day, as they line up on the borders of Israel in the great March of Return, vowing to overrun Israel, burn the Jewish cities, drive the Jews into the sea, and return to the homes from which they were displaced by the Zionists in May 1948. The towns of Deir Yassin, Lod, Ramla, Rehovot, Atlit, Tulkarem, Abu Dis, Bir Zayt, Nablus, Hebron, and of course Al-Quds our very own Holy Jerusalem. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends, and the Palestinians want nothing more than the total destruction of the state of Israel and the ethnic cleansing of the Jews into the sea and the total domination of the land. That is the sum total of the dividend of the Nakba. Destroy Israel like all the other countries in the Middle East have been destroyed. Wanton destruction from Yemen to Libya, from Syria to Iraq. But the Zionist reality of the state of Israel is a shining diamond amongst the destruction and suffering of the region. So, please, don't play the Palestinian anthem and wail and mourn the Nakba. See the brilliance and radiance, the blue and white of the Zionist reality, the state of Israel. So if you see a Palestinian today, wave your blue and white Israeli flag with pride and salute him with a greeting of Am Yisrael Chai. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends, and oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light a brand new American embassy in the heart of Jerusalem, and the Star-Spangled Banner and the valiant Marines stand guard proudly as the White House and the State Department finally deliver on their promise to relocate the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, the official, undivided and eternal capital of the State of Israel, from the time of King David and the Holy Temple of King Solomon until the Knesset of Benjamin Netanyahu on the 51st anniversary of the capture, the liberation and the reunification of the city of Jerusalem and the restoration of Jerusalem as the capital city of Israel. The biggest ally, the mighty United States, has finally stood up and relocated its embassy to Jerusalem, and thus officially recognizing Jerusalem as the capital city of Israel. Historically, it always was the capital, and now the United States sends its first daughter and son-in-law to inaugurate the embassy for stronger ties between the United States and Israel, and the de facto and de jure recognition of Jerusalem as the undisputed capital city of Israel. We give thanks to the American Embassy in Jerusalem in the name of the Trinity, the Father, the Daughter, the Holy Son-in-law. Amen. The American ambassador will henceforth hold court in Jerusalem, from where it's a short drive by motorcade to the halls of the Knesset, the democratic parliament of the land of Israel. Today the embassy, tomorrow our new holy temple in its rightful place on Har Moriah, on Mount Moriah, the Temple Mount, Har Habayit, in the heart of the old city. Open the embassy and prepare the drawings and plans for the new temple. We cannot have long to wait, as a fresh new Star-Spangled Banner flies proudly alongside the blue and white in the sparkling summer air of a unified and now recognized Jerusalem as one of the hundreds of muezzins, cries out the adhan, the azan, the call to Muslim prayer in the mosques and courtyards and markets of Jerusalem.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Right, let's keep our eyes on the calendar. Alhamdulillah, with thanks to merciful Allah. Today is Rosh Chodesh Sivan and the start of the new lunar cycle from the month of Sivan, and it's also the first day of the holy fasting month of Ramadan. And of course, Ramadan is probably the single biggest religious event on any calendar in the world, with up to 1 billion Muslim people observing the fasting month of Ramadan all over the world. So, synchronize your calendar, set your clocks. The first day of fasting will probably be on Thursday, depending on the sighting of the new moon low over the western horizon and heralding the fast of Ramadan. So let's take a look at fasting times for Ramadan for Johannesburg for this week. Right, Seri, the commencement meal of the fast of Johannesburg on Thursday will be at 5:18 minutes past 5 on Thursday morning. And iftar at the end of the fast with some milk and dates will be at 17:30, 5:30, and a total fasting time of an easy 12 hours, 12 minutes in temperatures of less than 20 degrees centigrade. So, favorable fasting conditions in Johannesburg, and we'll go around the Islamic world in the weeks ahead and take a look at fasting times in places far away. The Eitz Ratzon wishes all of our Muslim friends and listeners Ramadan Mubarak, a noble and charitable and peaceful Ramadan ahead. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends, and see what fun we can have when we look at the calendar and see what we can learn and discover. So let's keep our eyes on the calendar and look at the Shabbat gone by. And of course, it was the second Shabbat, the second Saturday in May, and that means it was the date for the Eurovision Song Contest, which stretches all the way from Iceland through Europe, all the way to Australia, in which 46 countries participated and 46 songs competed and 46 national juries voted across the continent, over the time zones and over the oceans for the preference of best song in Europe. And of course, Israel was competing in the contest and was represented by Netta Barzilai, who is simply known as Netta. And I can tell you that she's about 25 years old and comes from Ramat HaSharon outside Tel Aviv, and that she appears to have served in the Israeli Navy, and boy can she sing. At first appearances, she looks like a chubby and cute overgrown hamster with a chicken dance routine in her song, and I did not think much of her or her song, but after hearing it a few times and studying the lyrics, I see that it's an anthem for girls' empowerment. Here are some of the lyrics. I'm not your toy, you stupid boy. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget, you're divine and he's about to regret. Yes, exactly. And the young ladies and girls of Europe loved the song and voted in their millions. And the result was that Netta Barzilai won the Eurovision Song Contest for Israel. And in honor of this achievement, we are going to play the winning song, I'm Not Your Toy by Netta Barzilai, which is an anthem of liberation and empowerment and diversity for young ladies and girls throughout Europe and now around the world. Personally, the song is not my style, but we've been playing it in honor of Netta, in honor of Eurovision, and because Israel won the Eurovision Song Contest for the 4th time. So you may not like it, but it's won. So turn up the volume and listen to I'm Not Your Toy by Netta.
Ouch. Ha. La. Ouch. Ha. La. Ouch. 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 La. Ouch. 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 Look at me, I'm a beautiful creature. I don't care about your modern time preacher. Welcome boys, too much noise, I will teach ya. Pum pum po, pum pum po. Hey, I think you forgot that I play. My teddy bear's running away. The Barbie got something to say. Hey, 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 hey. My summer says leave me alone. I'm taking my Pikachu home. You're stupid just like you're smart. So, Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget. You're divine and he's about to regret. I'm not your toy, not your toy. You stupid boy, stupid boy. I'll take you down now, make you watch me dancing with my dolls on the motherfucker beat. Not your toy. I need a boo bot, and you go on the pig, and I'm beating a button. I need a boo bot, and you go on the pig, shit. Wedding bells ringing, money man bling bling. I don't care about your stepfather, baby. Pum pum pow, drum pum pow. Wonder Woman, don't you ever forget, you're divine and he's about to regret. He's a buck up, I'm not your toy, not your toy. You stupid boy, stupid boy. I'll take you down now, make you watch me dancing with my dolls on the motherfucker beat. I'll take you now, whip with me now, boy. I'm not your toy, you stupid boy. I'll take you down now, make you watch me dancing with my dolls on the motherfucker beat. I'm not your toy. Look at me, I'm a beautiful creature. I don't care about your mother tongue preacher. Not your toy, not your toy, not your toy, toy. I'm not your toy, not your toy, not your toy, toy.
Yeah, there you have the lyrics. Wonder Woman and stupid boys who stupid like their smartphones, and empowerment and diversity all the way. Not really my style, but it won Eurovision by millions of votes. So well done to Netta and Doron Madali and the production team. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends. Eitz Ratzon means the moment of grace and acceptance, the moment of goodwill and favor as the work week draws to a close, and as the sanctity of the Sabbath, the Kedushat Shabbat, comes to the hectic city. It's in these moments that we pause, we enjoy the special and powerful time as we prepare to welcome the Spirit, the grace, the awe and the sanctity of Holy Shabbat into our homes and into our lives once again. These are the moments of the Eitz Ratzon as we take a look around us at all that we have in our lives, and we take a humorous and irreverent look at the events of the week gone by and at the calendar ahead. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends, and let's take a look at the vital statistics for Shabbat at the end of this week. Of course, the Shabbat is the Shabbat on which we read the Parsha of Bamidbar, which is the first Parsha of the fourth book of the 5 books of the Holy Torah, the book of Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. The ignition sequence and benediction sequence for candles this week is a bit more complicated, as Shabbat is followed by Yom Tov for Shavuot. So what do? Right. Before you ignite your candles on Friday evening, ignite a long duration candle with which to ignite the candles for Yom Tov after the conclusion of Shabbat. Let's look at those times for Shabbat and Yom Tov. Ladies and girls, ignition time for candles in Johannesburg this week is about 17:05, 5:05 on Friday afternoon. But ensure that you've ignited your long duration candle to burn through Shabbat, and from which you will ignite the candles for Yom Tov on Saturday evening. This is the existing flame. Ignition sequence is from a source of ignition such as matches or a lighter, flintstones if you like. And the benediction sequence is the standard benediction for Shabbat, which is Lahadlik Ner Shel Shabbat Kodesh, Amen. End of ignition sequence and benediction sequence. Civil sunset follows at 17:27 on Friday afternoon, 27 minutes past 5 on Friday, and the sun will rise on Shabbat morning at 6:41, 19 minutes to 7 on Shabbat morning, and the sun will set on the Sabbath day at 17:27, 3 minutes before 5:30 on Saturday afternoon, and the length of the Sabbath day will be in the order of 10 hours, 45 minutes and 24 seconds, which is 56 seconds or 0 minutes, 56 seconds shorter than yesterday. It seems like a little, but as the days and the weeks go by, that little difference every day makes a very big difference, and the days are short right now. So ignite those candles warm and bright by about 5:30 on 5:05 on Friday afternoon. The ignition and benediction sequence are standard for any Shabbat with a standard format: bracha, Lahadlik Ner Shel Shabbat Kodesh. Amen. Let's look at Yom Tov for Shavuot. Kedushat Yom Tov for Chag HaShavuot follows Shabbat at 18:05. So ignite the candles for Yom Tov after 18:05, 6:05 on Saturday evening, and use the existing flame that was ignited before Shabbat. The ignition and benediction sequence is as follows and is time critical for after 18:05, 6:05 on Saturday evening. Source of ignition is an existing flame, and the benediction sequence is Lahadnik Ner Shel Yom Tov, and of course the bracha for Shechianu, in which we thank merciful Hashem for sustaining us to reach this Yom Tov. Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. That is the end of the ignition and benediction sequence. Amen. Let's take a look at the moon. Right. Today is Rosh Chodesh, so it's new moon, and the moon will not be visible today, which is Aleph, the first day of the new month of Sivan. Let's move ahead to Friday evening, and the moon will set at 20:32, 2 minutes after 8:30 on Friday evening, and the moon will rise at 10:33 on Saturday morning in the middle of Torah reading in synagogues around the town. Noon of the moon, when the moon is at its highest point in its transit through the heavens, will be at 16:03, 3 minutes past 4 on Saturday afternoon, as you're enjoying tea time, and the moon will achieve an elevation of 43.1 degrees above the horizon. The moon will set at 21:35 on Saturday night, 25 to 10 on Saturday night, as you settle in for the Tikkun Leil Shavuot, the night of Torah study and learning for Shavuot. These are times and phases of the moon on Shabbat Kodesh Bamidbar on Hay, the 5th day of the month of the new month of Sivan. This is the Eitz Ratzon, my friends, the moments of goodwill and acceptance, the moments of grace and favor, the time of eminence and sanctity as Friday afternoon transitions into Kedushat Shabbat, the sanctity of Shabbat at the speed of the rapidly setting winter sun. So let's use these precious and holy moments to dedicate a wish, a hope, a dream, a prayer to a near one, a dear one, a loved one, a family member or a friend, or anyone who needs divine intervention in their lives. The dedication this week is a double dedication to the Shavuot holiday, which is on Saturday evening and all day Sunday and Monday as well. It's customary to eat cheesecake on Shavuot, so the Eitz Ratzon wishes you a creamy and sweet cheesecake on Shavuot ahead. Yeah, lots of crumbs, hey? The songs are in honor of the Harvest Festival and agriculture in Israel, and are classic folk songs dedicated to Shavuot. So stop what you're doing, pause for a moment, turn up the volume, and sing along with the Gevatron, the National Kibbutz Choir of Israel, as they sing Malu Asamenu Bar, fill our silos with wild flowers. And then we're going to sing a golden oldie, a classic, a blast from the past, a song with which I grew up at Oxford Nursery School and in Oxford Synagogue in Johannesburg, and which remains a classic to this day. Salenu al ketafenu, our baskets are on our shoulders. Clear the way, panu derech nanu. We are on the way to the temple with the bikurim, the first fruits of the harvest. So sing along and enjoy.
סלנו על כתפינו, ראשינו עטורים, מקצות הארץ בנו הבאנו ביקורים. מיהודה והשומרון, מן העמק והגליל, אנו דרך לנו ביקורים איתנו. אך בטוב חלל וחליל, אך בטוב חלל וחליל. סלנו על כתפינו, ראשינו עטורים, מקצות הארץ בנו הבאנו ביקורים. מיהודה והשומרון, מן העמק והגליל, אנו דרך לנו ביקורים איתנו. אך בטוב חלל וחליל, אך בטוב חלל וחליל.
The Eitz Ratzon wishes the American Embassy Bahatzlacha and every success in Jerusalem. The Eitz Ratzon wishes the Palestinian people a bloody, mournful and violent Nakba Day. That's what they want. Yes, you could have peace if you want it as much as Israel wants peace. The Eitz Ratzon wishes everybody Chodesh Tov for the new month of Sivan that started today, and Ramadan Mubarak for the fast of Ramadan that starts probably on Thursday. Then we wish you Shabbat Shalom, and then we wish you Mo'adim L'Simcha for a blessed Shavuot holiday on Sunday and Monday, filled with cheesecake, cheese blintzes, and the smorgasbord of the produce of the land of milk and honey. The Eitz Ratzon is devised and produced by Justin Joffe in Johannesburg, with technical support and production by Ilan Widiga. The Eitz Ratzon is recorded at Resnick Studios in Johannesburg and is proudly presented to you on the 20 Chai platform. All music is sourced from YouTube, and if you'd like to communicate with the Eitz Ratzon, please send your comments and suggestions to radioratzon@gmail.com. I repeat, radioratzon@gmail.com. Radio Ratzon, radio RADRIO, and Ratzon RATZON, radioratzon@gmail.com, and I'll respond to every letter that I receive. Until we meet next time, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Mo'adim Simcha, Chag Sameach, Chol Tov, and remember, Am Yisrael Chai.